Uh-oh. You hear that? That's the tea hitting the pavement. Over here on Word on the Curb, we don't sip, we spill. Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement. Let's get into it. It's Angela, your favorite internet bestie, and we got the vibe. We rocking the housewives, politics, and celebrity gossip, all wrapped into one show. Hello, it didn't want to stop playing. I'm like, God, quit. It's storming here, so bear with me. But hey, welcome to Word on the Curb, honey. Where the tea is hot and piping. And so I'm here to give my review of what I thought of the ladies last night on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And to give you my thoughts tomorrow, Brandy and I would do our panel together, and we'll probably have some opposing opinions. But tonight you're going to get all me. So how y'all doing this evening? I'm doing okay. I'm trying to manage stuff over here. Look, I'm working it out. So, honey, I'm still putting stuff together here. So what did y'all rate this episode? And let me know who y'all thought. I put a poll up. I hope I can look. I thought I put a poll up. Let me see if it actually went up. Start and show, I guess. Look, I don't even know how this thing works. It's a show. Okay, so here's the poll. In the poll question I asked, who do you think was lying, Porsha or Kelli? So we're going to get into it. And we're going to start out with the taglines. And what did you guys think of the taglines? I thought the best one was K. Michelle, then Phaedra. So we'll get off into those taglines right quick here. Look, I'm trying to have stuff set up. Let's see here. So here, we'll get. Oh, God, hold on. We're going to get into the taglines. Okay.
What happened with you and Shamia?
So we'll.
You're antagonizing me. I'm not. You are. I promise you I'm not.
So the whole show, to me, the episode, we going to acknowledge that I don't know. Hold on. So our first tagline is Porsha. If I can get the darn thing, girl, I can't even turn it up. The heck is going on here? My stuff ain't working. Oh, here we go. Look, I got a new thing here, so this y'all work with me for a second. Just work with me. I don't want to miss out on hers. Okay, let's. So we're gonna.
I've lived many lives, and all of them have been fabulous. If you cast me in your drama, I only accept leading roles. I I've been loyal to a fault, and now I'm ready to have my own back. I'm short, seasoned, and always a full course meal. In a field of players, I always run it back. In a world of legends, they call me the Godfather. While they're busy defense, I stay vegan. I don't need any background singers. It's always my show.
She said, I don't need any background singers. It's always my show. That's the best one. And Drew just played herself. Drew gonna say, let me get it right. I got it written down over here. What did she say? She said, if you cast me in your drama, I'll only accept leading roles. Girl, you didn't even have a leading role in the movie that you was in, that you had to come in and walk in with Claudia. Claudia stole your shine. You look like the sidekick in your garbage bag outfit. I'm like, what, Drew, really? And Shamia said she was loyal to a fault. And now I'm ready to have my own back. Y'all feeling that one? I ain't feeling that one either. Kelli says, I'm short, seasoned, and always a full course meal. No, honey, you broke. That's what's going on with Kelli. I feel sorry for her, but she broke it. She ain't a full course meal. Angela says, I'm in the field of players, and I always run it back. She ain't lying. Angela's the bone collector. She is collecting all the bones, and she's running it back because she's going to get the shit started. And then Phaedra says, her tagline is, it's in a world of legends. They call me the Godfather. Remember from last season, supposedly, what was the guy who came up to did the toast at Kelly's thing? And he said that Charles was cheating on Angela. He's the one who has supposedly said that they referred to Phaedra as the Godfather of Atlanta. I'm like, what the world? And so Pinky Cole, her tagline is, while they're busy beefing, I'll stay vegan. Okay, I'll stay vegan. Michelle had the best one. She said, I don't need any background singers. It's always my show. We got 15 extra minutes on this show. And who were they talking about? K. Michelle. Now, as a viewer, I have never watched an episode of Love and Hip Hop with K. Michelle on there. So I'm going to have to go back and run it back and all that so I can know. Because on here, she's giving definitely auntie and the maturest one there. So I may be rambling here and there because I really didn't take notes. But we're going to start this episode off with Aiden driving Miss Daisy. So we have Phaedra and Aiden in the car together, and she's kind of, like me. Slow down, stop here. That's me. I'm over there pumping on brakes too. But she says that, because Aiden's like, I know what to do. Don't be doing all this. I know what to do. She says Aiden been driving since he was 12. I'm like, since he was 12, really? And that he is Apollo's designated driver. And production asked her, oh, he's your designated driver too? She's like, honey, I'm saved, filled with the Holy Ghost. No, that drunk man over there needs a designated driver. I don't need those things. She said, but I don't like to drive, so Aiden drives for her. And she talks about, how time has flown by. And just yesterday, or that's what I always say, just yesterday, she didn't even know what her due date was. And here we are. This boy's driving her around. So, he didn't grow up and, he's a handsome young man, but that is so funny. So they flash back to when they were in the car together, and he was going, I think it was his first day of kindergarten or something like that. And he tells his mom that he's always going to be her baby. So her and her baby. So I'm like, what storyline Phaedra got for this season? Are we going to just see her being chauffeured around by Aiden? Is that what we're going to get? The car rides, scenes? You know, what story are we going to get out of Phaedra? I don't know. So after that, who else we had at the beginning? We have, okay, Shamia and Pinky Cole. They're at some kind of, I don't know, they're getting some real cold water. And I be thinking like this, Shamia be doing way too much. Now, Shamia, I was liking you, girl, but girl, you kind of, I don't know, it's kind of annoying. And I'm pretty sure she's probably a great, cool person to hang around, but I feel like she's just doing a little too much because it is coming off kind of, I'm not going to say cringy, but corny. Like, so they get off into these barrels of really, really cold water, and they start singing what is that? The Star Spangled Banner. I'm like, what? You could at least sung the Black National Anthem, lift every voice and sing. You're going to sing, and the rockets back. Is that what she was singing? Whatever, that song. She was singing that. Honey, when they sing that song at most places, I don't even stand up, and I am a veteran. And I always be like, I wish a motherfucker would. I ain't got to stand up. I'm defiant. You know, because there's nothing about that Star Spangled Banner and doing all that stuff standing in our smart books when I was in the military. No. So we're going to move on from there. And I think the next scene we get, if I miss somebody, I'll get it tomorrow. But the next scene we would get is the meeting. And honey, this meeting was something else because it was K. Michelle, Porsha, and Kelli. And Kelli and Porsha, you know, what did Porsha say? They're like oil and vinegar. They're like oil and vinegar. Porsha felt like, what is her name again? God, I can't even say. Porsha felt like Kelli, you know, did her wrong. Where as she started to hang around Shamia, you know, she was treating her pretty bad, you know, really, you know, just not seeing it for her. You know, she got her there and they're going to talk it out or whatever. So, you know, Kelly's there and she's thinking everything's cool. Porsha brings up about, what is it called? The after show comment that Kelli made about Porsha wanting to screw everybody's man. And, you know, the reason why that comment came up, because what she said when they were in Texas last year and said, was referring to Angela and Charles. And Porsha said she best to, like, shut up or leave me alone or something, for I screw her man. Well, she said, fuck her man. That's what she said. So I'm like, oh. So this is where we're going here. K. Michelle looked like she was in deer in headlights, wondering like, I'm so glad they ain't talking about me in this woman's hot pocket. This is ridiculous. So here's this conversation right here.
You did a particular interview, and in the interview, and it actually hurt my feelings, and which is hard to do. You said, yeah, well, I just wish P would stop effing people's husbands.
And P needs to learn to stop trying to everybody's husband.
Damn. I think it stings more when someone is saying it, and you know you're not clean. You know you have a past. You know what you do presently, or
what you talking about?
Oh, we're married men.
No, I have not.
You absolutely did. BET weekend for the award show. You didn't sleep with a married man?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
No, absolutely, I did.
Yes, she did.
Porsha.
And he slept with you and changed his clothes and went to meet his wife at his house. I'm speaking of fact.
Okay, well, a fact comes with a receipt, so let's see the receipt.
Oh, Kelly. You are looking at the receipt, okay?
Receipt. The receipt is Porsha. Porsha's going to actually be the receipt. Now we know Porsha ain't no stranger to lying. Who said that? Just last season, she had something about Drew and her baby daddy, Porsha's baby daddy, Dennis, and like Drew's trying to proposition him, so she had to pay for like studio time, supposedly in the text, but we never saw the text. And Dennis was like, no, because she messed with my dude Black. And here we are in 2026. And when you know it, they're friends. So anyways, that conversation was going on. And I like to know, I put the poll out there. Who do you think is lying? Do you think it's Kelli? Or do you think it is Porsha? Because in this scene, Porsha is saying somebody told somebody else that he has screwed Tiny Cakes. What's her name? I can't even think. Kelli. And the reason how they put two and two together, because something about she mentioned Dennis, and Kelli had said something about Porsha. And I'm like, if she getting it on with somebody, I'm pretty sure Porsha and Dennis in a conversation while I'm here with this married man, I'm not having a conversation about them. So Porsha said, it is fact. I'm like, Porsha, the only way it could be fact is if you saw it yourself. You cannot be the receipt and you were not there. You just going off somebody else's word or a word that was text to someone else. So I don't know. To me, that all is just kind of crazy right there. But, it is what it is. So from there, we have... we also have a meetup. We got Kelli, because before this is all over with, just one moment. Sorry, but in the midst of all of this that's going on because they're at a what is it called, a dirty tea or something like that. They're getting tea and crumpets and cucumber sandwiches and stuff like that. When all this is going on, Kelli decides to, hey, you gonna just give me a hug like you gave Shamia? I mean, not Shamia, but Drew. So they hug it out. I'm saying, I know Kelli got on heels. I know Porsha probably got on heels. I had to go and look up their height. And I see that Porsha is supposed to be 5'8". Kelli is supposed to be 5'1". But you only come to her breast. I said, what did Porsha have on 8-inch heels? And you had on 2? I said, I don't think Kelli, I think Kelli is probably 4 foot something because she looks really tiny to me. And the reason why I say it, because I'm 5'1", but she looks really short to me. But anyways, so, they kind of kikied it up a little bit. But, Kelli was pissed the fuck off. She was pissed. So she went ahead and met up with Angela and Shamia at some kind of little boutique. Lord child, she had that little ugly ass dog with the pink hair. I mean, this dog look a mess. And we find out that dog ain't been getting his hair done. Remember, the dog was getting, groomed and paying $1,000 last season. Well, honey, last year's price ain't this year's price, honey. She is going through it. She says since the divorce and everything, she is like, the bank is broke. I can kind of understand, but she was playing like she was rich last year. She bought her daughter, was it 17 purses or 16 purses or something? And these are all supposed to be expensive bags. And I'm thinking, why would you spend that kind of money on purses? You're really trying to show off. But this year, you're having issues. You can't pay your rent to your restaurant building. That's why you couldn't get it open quick enough, the one in Sandy Springs. You only could pay, I think she owed $100,000. She paid $50,000. And then I think probably got an extension and paid the rest because she said she ended up paying a total of $100,000 in rent. So anyways, she's talking to the ladies and she tells them that Tasha K interviewed her ex-husband. And they're like, what? Because she's very upset about it. And the man is out there telling her business. I said, ooh, everybody wants a little bit of fame. So Angela said, honey, that's a bitch ass move right there. He over there running his mouth and shit. What is he telling Tasha K? I remember when it happened, but I don't particularly remember what was said. I do kind of remember. I'm frozen. It was raining real bad here, so I don't know. But anyways, after all of that, she tells them about her meeting with Porsha. And she says Porsha, basically came at her and said, you think you so perfect or whatever, but you messing around with married men too. And she was like, Porsha. The girl that went over and shook the man's hand and took the lady's husband, got in the pool, shook his hand, took the lady's husband, whatever she said about Simon. She is upset. And the thing about it was because Porsha was acting like, I came to you and I'm talking to you about this because you went on to, Porsha called it the interview and talked about me. She's like, I came to you, like basically one-on-one. And Kelli like, no, we not. We in the public. Basically she was saying, we on camera. Bitch, we are in camera. And you telling the whole damn audience that I'm sleeping with some married man. At the BET Awards, whatever kind of awards it was, that I'm supposed to met up with this married man. And while we up in sinful lust, we talking about you and Dennis. And it was so funny because she's like, have you seen Dennis lately? Why would I be talking about him? But anyway, so she's telling the ladies about that situation. And Shamia said, well, because after she also explained that she just told Porsha to give her a hug. And she said, yeah, because sometimes that can go so left, and, she know how her friend is. And it was so funny when they did hug. Kelli said, no, I know they think I'm supposed to like body slam this big bitch. Because, Kelli is tiny, so she probably can't weigh, I wouldn't say much over 100 pounds. I wouldn't imagine. She's a tiny lady. And Portia's she's a tall girl, and she only came to her breast, and this is more than 7 inches. So I don't know how tall that girl is, but she cannot be 5'1" is what I think. She cannot be. But anyways, on that situation still, who do you think is lying? Is it Porsha or is it Kelli? I feel like that situation with Porsha and Kelli, I feel like Porsha the story made no sense to me. So it didn't even sound like Porsha even took time to even make this lie up. I think it was just something she did there. And poor K. Michelle was sitting there looking at the camera people and like, what? I cannot believe this. What are we doing here? But it is what it is. So she tells the ladies this. So then the next thing we have Drew's, what do we call it? It's not a grand opening. What do we call it? Y'all talk to me. what do we call that? They went to the movie to see Drew's movie. I forgot what you call it. I want to call it a grand opening, but it is not that. But whatever it is, they were there for it. And Claudia stole the scene. First of all, Drew walks in with Claudia. And you let this lady, I mean, it wasn't like Claudia was trying to steal the scene, but she stole the scene. She stole all of Drew's shine. And I'm like, Drew, why did you have on that ugly dress? It looked a mess. I ain't like it. So Drew was in the movie. It seemed like, it might be to be est, type of movie. I don't know. But anyways, she was in the movie. It looked like she probably did a good job. Drew acts like Drew. She was in there kicking and fighting and everything else, but, she gets taken out. They said in the first couple of minutes, but I think it was the first 35 minutes of the movie. So her tagline is, let's get it right, because, Bravo's a messy motherfucker, honey. They made sure they had this. So she was in the movie, but she was definitely not main character. She said, if you cast me in your drama, I only accept leading roles. She was damn near extra. I'm sure that you were the leading role there and you got taken out. So also when she got taken out so quickly, she brought up Drew Barrymore and Jada Pinkett getting taken out in the first couple of minutes of a movie. So she's like, I'm in good company, whatever. So besides that, what else they had going on in that? We get to get a closer look at Pinky Cole and her husband's situation. And Pinky Cole talks about all the things, basically her rise and fall of her business. And she says how her husband, as she was on the downside of her business kind of falling apart, where she actually lost ownership of her business for 40 days, her husband was soaring. He was doing well, and she felt like he was not there for her. Between her and her husband, they have 5 children. They had 3 kids back to back, and he has 2 older children. So, and we find out, actually, I think she said something about her being a Jamaican. She worked like a Jamaican, or she is a Jamaican, or something to that effect. I'm not sure. I got to rewatch it again. I'm just giving y'all the main stuff. So, her and her husband, they're talking, and he just said basically he could not, I guess, really be there for her because he was, on a high and, she was on a low. But she said, we don't even have a prenup. So, shoot, basically what's his is mine. And my baby daddy doing good. That's what she says. So, after all of that, we have, we had the scene. Oh, before we go back to Pinky and her husband, at the opening of the movie, whatever it's called, the movie premiere, Porsha brings her girlfriend. What is her name? I want to call it Drew's girlfriend named Ty. I don't know whatever. Y'all tell me, what's Portia's girlfriend name? Shine? Oh, hell, I forgot. Well, that lady. I didn't forgot her name. Oh, my God. Portia's girlfriend. Well, anyway, she brings her girlfriend there. And Drew said, oh, you live in my life. And Porsha said, she's spilling her own tea. But Porsha just lets it be known that, her and women was like, the secret that was not a secret in Atlanta. She had dipped her toe, her pinky, her finger, her body, her tongue in the lady pool. So, she's going to date who she wants to date. And right now she's dating, God, I can't think of her name. This lady. And, the lady, she's a nice looking stud lady. And she, so the women all, trying to act like they might jump in the pond too. So, Angela lets it be known she's carrying it, running it back. She tells Porsha what Kelli has said, how she called her Porsha. And she said, oh, she is I forgot the words, but I want to say trifling ass bitch. She said something ass bitch, or tacky ass bitch, or some kind of bitch. So Porsha was mad. It was like, aren't you going to go to her grand opening? Porsha was like, nah, I'm not going. She's called her a fake ass bitch. She was like, I'm not going. So Porsha didn't go. Next scene, we got Cynthia. She's at the grand opening of Nana's Chicken and Waffle. There we see Shamia brings her mama. We see Kelli's mom. Shamia mom needs to take a note from Kelli mom and just kind of be background. But Shamia mom, well, maybe because Drew said something first, but I thought, oh God. But anyways, the ladies are all there, and they're there to celebrate Kelli. And the first thing when Shamia brings her mother and father, and Drew says something, was about to say something to Shamia's mom about Shamia. And then she stopped because everybody was like, nah, or something to that effect. I don't know. But then, so that, the mama over there, she said, well, if y'all over here, basically, I'm not going to say word for word, but over here, being mean to each other, I'm going to get something and spank you. Something to that effect. I don't know. So after that, we have Kelli up there. She's giving her speech saying how, she was in warfare all week. The devil was busy. And every kind of attack she could have had, she had that week. And she really didn't even want to come that night to her own grand opening. So she, she was being very vulnerable, talking about, all the things she went through and basically how much debt she's in. Well, after all of that, the ladies are sitting and talking, and Pinky Cole actually reaches out. She talks to Kelli, and she tells her, basically, when you had text me or got in my inbox or whatever, DM, she said, I was going through a lot. She said, but I want to let you know that any way that I can help you or whatever, I'm here. She said, but at that point in time, she was going through a lot, and you can see Kelli is stressed. And I can't imagine having to, cough up that kind of money. Well, I ain't got that kind of money. But to try to, I am a business owner, so I do know, some things that running this business I have. And some of the things that goes on, and, your money kind of tied up, it can be stressful. So I understand her being stressed, but she's got a daughter that's going to college, and probably an ex-husband that didn't want to pay child support. I don't know if he's paying it now or not, but he wasn't paying it before. So we come on back over to Shamia's mom. And Shamia's mom kind of gets into the conversation because Shamia has spoke to Drew about not being, being invited to her 30 minutes of fame in the movie. I don't know. Shamia, I don't know. Brandy calls Dr. Contessa the tryhard. I'm going to say Shamia is being the tryhard. I really, 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 really was hoping Shamia would do better than what she's doing. But honey, she pissed me off totally when she got up there on YouTube and praying in Holy Ghost. And I thought when she did all that last year that she was going to walk away from Housewife. I thought she was saved and delivered from the messiness. Didn't want to be, because if you walk in whatever lifestyle to be with the Lord, I don't think the housewives gonna help. So anyways, Shamia, wants to know basically why she was not invited. And, Drew's like, we don't even talk. You haven't talked to me. Why was I going to invite you? We hadn't talked, and so, and then she started bringing up about the, I guess Drew felt like her apology was not genuine. And Shamia said, yes, it was genuine. She said, no, it was not. Because you kind of ended it because I could have went in harder. She said, well, I could have. And so the mama butted into it, and Drew was like, shoot, my mama a pastor too. They could be both beefing with the Bibles, honey. And my mama is from Chicago. I said, shit. We can bring these old ass ladies with the Bibles and talking shit. I don't know, because Drew mama got to be close to 80. And the Shamia mama probably in her, somewhere in her 60s or something. Late 60s, early 70s. I don't know. But anyways. So then so K. Michelle is not at either one of these events. K. Michelle has an event she's doing in Nashville where they're for some black, they're honoring a black country artist. Somebody, Tracy. Oh God, I should have. But anyway, she's a country artist. And why K. Michelle was there, while she was there, she had a situation with her her reconstructive surgery from having them implants put in. So she had some kind of infection. And when she, I guess, was sitting there and didn't even feel anything, and the whole area was wet. And I'm like, oh, if you didn't feel nothing, it seemed like you should have smelled something. Because if it's all wet and it's coming from inside and they said it's infection, it had to have some kind of something to it. But the whole thing, now I wonder if that's why they used to say, I don't know how true it was, but some of the guys, I've heard this about her, that say that she didn't smell good. And if that could be the reason why, if she was having all those kind of issues with that thing, because people always try to say BBL smell or whatever. I don't know how true that is, but I heard someone say that, like, I don't know the person, but that's something I had heard on the internet. And I wonder if that could have been some of the issue if she was getting infections in this. So anyway, she ended up in the hospital. And she was feeling really bad because, like she had the last 15 minutes of the show. She was feeling really bad because this is something that she done to herself. Because she said she already had a big booty, nice sized butt or whatever. And to stretch it out, and to make it so much bigger, she's a little lady. And to put an ass on her that was so big, that's the only thing I really knew about K. Michelle. It was how big her ass was. I only knew the song Can't Raise a Man, but before I even knew the song, I remember seeing her on some stage performing something, and I just thought, ugh, that is so gross looking. I'm like, why was, because I was like, I know she can't be built like that. And that is not, it was just like way, way, way too big. You know how you see those women with those really, really big, big breasts, and they get them just that big. I mean, that's how her butt looked to me. And, I'm all for a BBL. If that's what you want to get it, honey. Tuck tighten and everything. But I would never put my health in someone's hand that is not certified, qualified, not a doctor. No, I'm not going into no hotel room to get no kind of injections. Ain't no way in fuck. And I seen a story where a lady, she went and got that at some hotel and they put something in her. I thought, I'm almost, was it Fix-A-Flat? It was something crazy. They stuck in this lady. She ended up losing her limbs. And she was a hairstylist. So she has prosthetic arms, hands, and legs. All to try to have an ass. Oh, that's ridiculous. Girl, I would have put on a butt pad, put them little things up to kind of lift your butt up. I would never, and I can't even wear it because I ain't wearing no girdles and shit like that. I can't. I don't like all that being conformed and bound up and all that shit. No, you're going to take my ass. Either I'm going to be fat or in shape. So you might see me looking chubby, and the next time you might see me, I might look nice. I'm not going to be constraining myself like that. I'm not doing that. So, I felt sorry for K. Michelle. Also in this episode, we have K. Michelle and her husband, getting their home, and she talked about how she wanted a baby, how she wants a baby, and because she wants a little mini me. And she talked about her son, that is older. He's grown, look like. But that's pretty much all the episode, that I can think of right now. But what I really would say is, I don't know, it's like the Real Housewives of Atlanta and the K. Michelle show over there. It's like they may meet and may not come together. But so the cast events, like they're split. But also Porsha sent Kelli some roses. And on top of that, she called Cynthia phone and was asking about what's going on at the grand opening, wanted to know the particulars. Like, how many people there? Is food good? This and that, the other. And from what I gathered, the chicken and stuff was good. And because Cynthia had 3 plates in front of her. That would have been me. Chicken, I would have been trying some of everything. Also, so when Kelli was sitting there and Porsha was on the phone, it was like, well, here's Kelli right here. So they gave the phone to Kelli. Now, the flowers that Porsha sent, there were roses, and it goes, we need to talk XOXOX. So I guess because, hugs and kisses. So Porsha was like, well, did you get my flowers? And she said, them broken ass flowers, them broke flowers. And she said, yeah. She's like, what was wrong with the flowers? They're broke or something to that effect, or broken. And they come from a broken person. And Porsha was like, what? Look, she said, what the fuck I'm going to do with the damn flowers? She said, fuck them flowers. Them flowers ain't bring me no money. You could have came here and spent your money. She needs money. You could have came there and paid for a meal. That's what she's saying. She don't have no time for you, Porsha. She's shitty with you about this lie you done made up on national TV. Girl, I thought the episode to me was pretty good. I have to go back and watch it again, though, so I can have my notes for good. But it's tax time, honey, and I've been doing taxes all weekend. And I still got like 2 more to do, and then I can finally get mine's done. The last couple of years of mine, because I haven't did them. I did everybody else's taxes for years, but have not done my own. So, anyways, that's why I didn't get a chance to write everything down. But yeah, the episode was good. I would rate it probably about an 8. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to think. The taglines, the best one was K. Michelle. She said she don't need no background singer because she the show. Well, it's my show. But Drew contradicted herself. And Drew... who's the thirstiest, Drew or Shamia? Drew, Shamia, and Kelli. But Kelli, I don't know. She got the scenes going on, honey. She got shit going on. What else we got going on in here? I cannot think of. I'm going to look it up. It's some kind of weird name. Jay. A Portia's girlfriend name. Damn, I can't remember. I don't know. But anyways, she brought a girlfriend out and everyone met her. So I feel like whether they go together or not, but it just seems very coincidental, storyline-ish. It doesn't seem, I'm not saying, it just seems like a rollout. That's the way I take it. You know, it's a rollout. Also in this episode, Phaedra and Angela squashes things. So they're going to move forward. And Shamia want to know, like, how did this happen? I went there. How did they make this happen? I need to ask some questions. I need to know. Shamia, she seems to be doing a little bit too much. I know, girl. I don't know why you're doing this. It seems like she's just being extra. And she didn't need to do that. To be so, like, extra. And why would you just be singing the national anthem? Of all the things you could have sung. I know there's something about she could have did let it go. Because it's frozen. They're getting in that cold water. She could have sung ice. No, I'm gonna do that. He a trumper. But she could have thought of something else. I feel like other than the national anthem, at least the Black national anthem. Shoot. But anyways, that's my rant for this evening. Again, Brandy and I will be on tomorrow at 9:15, and we will have the total breakdown. I have my notes tomorrow. But I thought, let me give you my review of this show, and I thought it was a pretty good episode. So I think I'm going to do, like once tax season is over with on Wednesday, I think on Thursday, I may come back with the Real Housewives of Rhode Island and get all 3 episodes together. Because that show was pretty interesting. So I'll watch them too. So that's pretty much it. So please take the poll. Drop down in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Get me in this algorithm. Like, share, and subscribe, please. And I thank you for your time. You guys have a blessed evening. It's 11:35. I'm about to take myself on to bed. And we had some bad weather here today, honey. I thought we was about to be swept away in a tornado or something. I'm like, oh, goodness. But that's why I keep freezing. I don't know. I might try it on my iPad tomorrow. I don't know. But I thank you guys for your time. And thank you for, listening to my rant and review here on Word on the Curb. And you guys have a blessed evening. Good night.